Some major nuclear war warnings coming out across the world today, November the 1st, 2024, from all the adversaries of the United States. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest coming out on this, and we've got a lot of headlines to cover, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Take a look at this, you guys. North Korea boasts of the world's strongest missile, but experts say that it's too big to use in war. That is right, and this comes as we had heard all the updates coming out yesterday that North Korean missile test put it anywhere in the United States within range of being hit by North Korea, as we had heard that missile that took off in the air, it has the ability to hit anywhere in the U.S. And I shared with you yesterday the emergency meeting that came out from that. Take a look at this. North Korean intercontinental ballistic missile test records the longest ever flight. What unfolded with that missile test in North Korea? We had heard for several years them sort of mocking North Korea, saying that they were having no success in creating nuclear weapons. Well, it was a major breakthrough that came, and the United States now on high alert with what has unfolded. And take a look at this. The U.S. is actually asking China to curb and get involved with the North Korea-Russia issues and conflicts, because right now we're hearing that North Korea is sending troops to Russia, and in exchange, Russia has provided nuclear technology information to North Korea, and now we're hearing they have successfully launched a ballistic missile that is capable of hitting anywhere in the United States. And that is why we've also heard, I shared with you earlier this year, now this article coming out in August, Biden had approved a nuclear strategy refocusing on the Chinese threat, but not just the threat from China. We heard all the adversaries of the United States are advancing in their nuclear programs. And Biden actually did this back in March, but it did not be reported until August of 2024. We're hearing the U.S. is changing its strategy, and that is why I shared with you before as well. Take a look at this. The Biden administration decides to build a new nuclear bomb. We had heard Biden bragging about the new nuclear capabilities of the United States. Now, this comes as, take a look at this article coming out just yesterday, a lot developing with nuclear conflict in the world. Russia launches multiple ICBMs in major nuclear war drill, a breakdown of each missile class that is involved, and Russia is by far the world's greatest nuclear force. Second, actually very close in second, the United States, but Russia saying that they boast the greatest missiles, the greatest capabilities in their nuclear triad on Earth. The United States right up there with them in second place. Gabriel Galindo, thank you for the $2 super chat. It's never good, but they definitely do this often. Yes, but we're hearing that it is going to new heights, and with the current tensions taking place right now, things are escalating quickly. Now, take a look at this. Netanyahu now signals to Tehran's nuclear program could be the next target as Iran plans a future attack. This coming out today as well, November the 1st, as we're hearing, you guys, nuclear facilities now potential target. So a lot about nuclear attacks and weapons coming as we are approaching elections. Bobby Jackson, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. And we are hearing that Israel at the high level of readiness for Iran's response. We've heard confirmation. I shared this with you yesterday. Iran will be retaliating. Israel will be hitting back. And we are now hearing that nuclear facilities are on the table to hit Iran's nuclear facilities. And this comes as we're hearing a lot of talk now about nuclear attacks and missiles coming out from Russia, North Korea, and as I shared with you, the United States also concerned about China changing the entire U.S. nuclear strategy as a result of that. So a lot going on. I'm going to dive into some of these articles and get you caught up on the latest so that way you know exactly what is taking place. Now, before we dive in, do me a favor. If you appreciate the updates, I see we got 2,107 people live with me today, November the 1st, 2024. It's currently 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please take a second to hit that like button for me. Helps spread this out further. In addition to that, I share with you guys that I literally just had a call with YouTube yesterday, and they told me they are changing the platform algorithm a little bit. If you give super chats, it helps spread out the video further as well. So if you want to do so, you're very welcome to do so. I don't typically ask for super chats. I don't like really asking the audience for money, but if you want to do it, I appreciate it. Helps spread it out further. And in addition to that, if this is your first time here, go ahead and take a quick second to subscribe to stay up to date. That is totally free, so why not? Hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell to stay up to date on everything. And here on the channel, as you know, I cite all the sources, I put it on the screen, I read right from it, so that way you can see that it is the latest. Try to hold myself to a level of accountability to my community, so that way you can know and feel resting assured of all the sources and you can see the dates, see everything that's going on that I am reading from. You can pull these articles up for yourself and know that it is the latest. So somebody asked, I think the last live stream, somebody asked, what does Steve know that we don't know? And I just put nothing. As everything that I'm putting up for you, it is not from Steve. It is from sources that I'm finding. I try to make sure that it is reputable content, information, so you know that it's the latest, and then I just summarize it for you in these updates so you know exactly what is taking place. Now, in addition to that, stick with me throughout the entirety of this live stream. I see we got 2,337 people with me live, because after this, I'm going to be going to the new channel and giving you an update of some things going on with November 5th. So here is the platform. You can see here is the new channel, this one right here on the far left. This one that says The Steve Ram, this one with 114 followers is a fake. If you could do me a favor and report the fake one, let's get this off and go to the real one right here, Steve Ram. It has 4,650 followers. And if I click on it, you can see that we have got an upcoming video for you very soon. Right after this, I'm going to give you an update on that. And what I'll go ahead and do is right now, I am going to drop this in the comments for you, for those of you that want to get that update that's coming on that second channel. So I am dropping that in the comments right now for you. You can go ahead and go check that out. I'm actually going to pin it for you, so that way right after this, you can see what is going on. So, thank you. I see Val saying she reported The Steve Ram for the fake channel. I appreciate that a ton. Make sure you don't report my real channel, which is just Steve Ram, all one word on that platform. So we're going to do that right after this. So stick around with me, because I've got some updates on that for the November 5th, what's going to be going on with you guys on that other one. So now, in addition to that, though, let's go ahead and get right to it. I'm going to get you caught up as to what is going on with potential nuclear attacks, wars, bombs. We're hearing things are increasing significantly as we are approaching elections. So do me a favor, hit that like button. We've got 2,453 people with me live, 728 likes. And like I said, hit the like button to help spread this out further. Super chats help out too. Subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. All these articles are going to be linked in the description below for you. And let's go ahead and get right to it so we can get you caught up on the latest that is going on. So first up, let's take a look at this article coming out from the Associated Press that says North Korea boasts of the world's strongest missile, but experts say it is too big to use in war. Now, let me know your thoughts on this. I don't know that I would want to create the world's strongest, largest missile, but then make it so big that I can't actually send it out for potentially using in war. It would literally mean I'd have like the world's biggest bomb just sitting in my nation ready to explode on myself. Would be my thought and my concern. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, this article coming out today, you can see November the 1st says, North Korea boasted Friday, today, that the new intercontinental ballistic missile that it just test launched is the world's strongest, a claim seen as pure propaganda after experts assessed it as being too big to be useful in a war situation. The ICBM launched Thursday, flew higher and for a longer duration than any other weapon that North Korea has tested. But foreign experts say the test failed to show North Korea has mastered some of the last remaining technological hurdles to possess functioning ICBMs that can strike the mainland of the United States. So they are saying that they have not quite mastered it yet, but they are saying that this is a major concern. They are now a real threat to the United States, potentially hitting anywhere. I shared with you that article yesterday. The North Korean Central News Agency identified the missile as a Hwasong-19 and called it the world's strongest strategic missile, the perfect weapon system. The perfected weapon system. The official media outlet said leader Kim Jong-un observed the launch, describing it as an expression of North Korea's resolve to respond to external threats to North Korea's security. Now, the color and the shape of the exhaust flames seen in North Korean state media photos of the launch suggest that the missile uses preloaded solid fuel, which makes weapons more agile and harder to detect than liquid propellants that, in general, must be fueled beforehand. But experts say the photos show the ICBM and its launch vehicle are both oversized, raising a serious question about their wartime mobility and survivability. When missiles get bigger, what happens? The vehicle gets larger too. As the transport erector launcher gets bigger, their mobility decreases, Lee Sang-min, an expert at South Korea's Institute of Defense Analysis. The Hwasong-19 was estimated to be at least 28 meters long, while advanced U.S. and Russian ICBMs are less than 20 meters long, said Chang Young-kyung, a missile expert at Seoul, Korea's Research Institute for National Strategy. He suggested that the missile size likely helped South Korean intelligence authorities detect the launch plan in advance. Now, in the event of a conflict, such an exposure makes the weapon a target to a preemptive attack by opponents, so there would be a big issue with survivability, Chang said. So they're saying that these weapons, they are too big, they're too easy to detect. So let's see here. Lee Lelo, an expert with the Korean Defense Network of South Korea and North Korea, may have developed a larger missile to carry bigger and more destructive warheads or multiple warheads. If that's the case, Lee said North Korea could have used liquid fuels as they generated higher thrust than solid fuels. He said some advanced liquid propellants can be stored in missiles for a few weeks before liftoffs. So we're hearing that they have now created these massive missiles, and there's concern that they might have trouble being detected, or they will be detected and have trouble making it to their destination, so survivability is low. But we're hearing that this is unfolding in the past 48 hours. And this comes, as I shared with you yesterday. They're saying that the ability that this has now can hit anywhere within the United States. Just briefly, let me go ahead and recap this for you guys. It says North Korea's test of the intercontinental ballistic missiles on Thursday shows that anywhere in the United States' mainland is within range. The missile was reportedly fired at 7:11 a.m. local time in Pyongyang's first such test in almost a year. It flew northeastward to the Sea of Japan, also known as the East Sea in South Korea, where it landed in water at 8:37 a.m. The ICBM reached an altitude of 4,350 miles, flew a distance of 620 miles, and was in the air for 87 minutes, Japanese Defense Minister Gen Nakatani told reporters. But it was fired at a steep angle in an effort to control its path and to avoid neighboring countries. So North Korea ran this drill, and they're saying that it has the capability now of hitting anywhere in the United States. South Korea coming out and saying that this type of missile, it was made for the use of reaching the United States. If launched normally and dependent on its payload, this transplants into the potential range of 9,320 miles, Kwang Young-soo, an honorable professor at South Korean National Defense University, said, which puts anywhere in America in its range. From Pyongyang, it is 6,800 miles to Washington, D.C., New York, 5,600 miles, San Francisco, 5,100 miles, Seattle as well, they said. They're saying that they can now reach anywhere in the U.S. And here you can see the path of what unfolded on Thursday. And now we're hearing today, Friday, they're saying that this is the strongest missile. It is so large. However, they're saying it might be so large that it might have trouble making it to its destination, and it also might be detected. But you can see the path here that was taken in this test of the nuclear missiles that took place, the ballistic missiles that would carry a nuclear payload by North Korea. So a lot of people kind of laughing at this, saying this happens all the time. No, people do not understand that what unfolded in the last 48 hours was a major breakthrough for North Korea. This was huge. And in fact, I shared with you yesterday live the emergency meeting that came out from this, the emergency meeting that took place with the United States. We saw Lloyd Austin, John Kirby discussing what was unfolding. And they are saying North Korea's intercontinental ballistic missile test records the longest ever flight time for North Korea. It says North Korean test fired an intercontinental ballistic missile that flew for its longest ever recorded flight time and with a theoretical range capable of striking the U.S. mainland, South Korea and Japan's military reported on Thursday. So this is a major concern to the United States right now. It marked the North Koreans' first ICBM launch since December and comes as the reclusive, nuclear-armed country may be seeking to grab U.S. attention ahead of the November 5th presidential elections. And I've shared with you that our adversaries are saying they are trying to disrupt the elections. The launch also comes as the nation has ratcheted up its rhetoric against the United States' allies, South Korea and Japan, and as NATO and the Pentagon estimate that North Korea has sent about 10,000 soldiers to train in eastern Russia for possible eventual deployment in Ukraine to support Russian President Vladimir Putin's war efforts there. So we are hearing that is currently going on as well. The ICBM was in the air for 86 minutes, beating its previous record by 13 minutes. It was launched from near North Korea's capital of Pyongyang and traveled for about 620 miles before crashing into the sea in the waters of Japan. However, because the missile was fired at what Japan's defense ministry described as a very high angle, reaching an altitude of 4,350 miles, this means that it could, in theory, have flown much farther. Anchorage, Alaska is fewer than 3,700 miles from North Korea. Washington, D.C. is about 6,800 miles away from Pyongyang. So you guys, this is some pretty huge news coming out. Like I said yesterday, I shared with you the live coverage of the U.S.'s emergency meeting that came out from all this unfolding in roughly the last 48 hours. And this comes as now we're hearing, take a look at this article coming out today, November the 1st, 2024. The U.S. is actually asking China to see if they can intervene to curb the North Korean troops in the conflict that's currently going on with Russia and Ukraine. Now, why is this? Well, that is because I shared with you guys that we are hearing that things could be escalating significantly here. I shared with you the rhetoric coming out from Russia, as they had said World War III warnings were coming out just about 2 months ago. They said what would cause massive war, all-out war and conflict would be if the United States and NATO allowed Ukraine to use long-range ballistic missiles to hit into Russia. They said, if you allow this, this will be all-out war. This will be World War III, and it will not be confined to Ukraine and Europe. United States, we will come after you as well. This is the words that we heard from Russia. Now, we were waiting to see if there would be an approval. We had heard that behind closed doors they had approved it, but we have not seen any of that unfold. Well, now we're hearing the United States coming out and saying, yes, there is approval for that if we see North Korean troops in Russia attack Ukraine. We know at this time the North Korean troops are in Russia. They are training, but we're hearing that the United States saying, listen, if they actually attack, then we will go ahead and have the go-ahead, the green light for Ukraine to use those. And so we're hearing that will bring forth all-out World War III and attacks that will essentially lead to a global conflict. So at this time, the United States asking China to go ahead and intervene. Starload, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that a ton. I will continue to keep you up to date. Those super chats help spread this out further so more people can get the latest information. Now, this comes as also, I mentioned, we are hearing that various adversaries of the United States are advancing their nuclear strategies. There is concern, major concern, of nuclear war coming here very soon. Now, this article came out back in August that Biden had approved nuclear strategies refocusing on the threat of China. So we have currently Russia, now North Korea advancing very quickly, China, and also concerns with Iran. And that is why, as I mentioned to you, the United States, the Biden administration, I shared this with you last year, that Biden was boasting about the new nuclear capabilities of the United States. And we're also seeing, take a look at this article coming out October 31st, 2024, Russia is launching their multiple ICBM tests in major nuclear war drills as well. So a lot of nuclear war tests going on, advancements from our allies. This particular article covers a lot of the details of what is going on with the ballistic missiles right now that are being tested by Russia. And all of these ballistic missiles have the capability of hitting, they're saying, the United States now, Russia and North Korea. And they are saying that any of these, they could have strapped to them a nuclear warhead, and that would be nuclear war. Now, in addition to that, we've also heard that any of these could be detonated in the air and turn into an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse that would wipe out all electronic devices. So that is why also I've shared with you guys, linked in the description, I have an assortment of different things, EMP-proof fabrics, EMP-proof things to protect your vehicles, to protect your fobs, to protect the chips, and also an assortment of different things you might need just in case we have power failures, power grid outages, even from cyber attacks we're hearing warnings of as we approach the elections, as things are ramping up. Now, in addition to that, also, we are hearing this article coming out today as well that Netanyahu has signaled that Tehran's nuclear program could be next target in Iran's planned future attacks, as they are saying that they are likely going to be receiving retaliation coming. So things are escalating with nuclear war. Now, this article says that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu signaled on Thursday yesterday that Iran's nuclear program could be Jerusalem's next line of attack as Tehran promises to return fire following last week's airstrikes. The supreme objective that I have set for the IDF and the security services is to prevent Iran from attaining nuclear weapons, Netanyahu said while speaking at a course graduation ceremony for soldiers in the IDF. Halting the nuclear program has been and remains our chief concern. We have not taken, and we will not take our eyes off of the objective, he added. So again, you guys, a lot of focus right now on nuclear war. So let's go ahead and see what else we're saying here. The Prime Minister's comments were in response to an apparent threat issued by Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, who on Sunday said the post on X, Zionists are making a miscalculation with respect to Iran. They don't know Iran. They still haven't been able to correctly understand the power, the initiative, and the determination of the Iranian people. We need to make them understand these things, Khamenei added. Netanyahu suggested that Israel could next target Iranian nuclear facilities, in line with other comments made by the IDF that vowed to escalate its attacks capabilities and target hit lists should Iran follow through with another attack on the Jewish state, which I shared with you yesterday. We are hearing that it is going to be happening, you guys, that there is going to be retaliation coming from Iran here very soon. We're actually hearing likely coming before the elections come. Now, it says the United States, Israel's chief ally in its fight against Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran, has repeatedly warned Jerusalem against hitting Iran's energy infrastructure, in particular its nuclear and oil facilities, out of concern that it could prompt an outright regional war. So we do not want to go to regional war, and also we're hearing we want to avoid global war as well. Reports this week suggest that Iran could be waiting until after the U.S. presidential election next week, though other reports have said that Tehran's retaliatory strikes could come at any time. So we're actually hearing, now, this is the first that I'm hearing that it could potentially go after the elections. I thought I had heard, and what I've read so far is that it could be coming before the elections, that is what is planned. Now, I'm going to continue to give you guys some more information on this, but do me a favor. I see we got 3,200 people in the room with me live, getting the updates about nuclear warnings that are coming out from our adversaries in the United States, concerned about what has been unfolding here in the last 48 hours, with North Korea now saying that they have created the strongest ballistic missile, and it has the capability of carrying a nuclear payload that could hit anywhere in the United States. This is being confirmed, and why we saw that emergency meeting coming out yesterday with Lloyd Austin and John Kirby. Also, in addition to that, concerns with the tests going on from Russia, and now we're also hearing that Israel could be hitting Iran's nuclear facilities in attacks that could be coming. Now, I'm going to continue to keep you up to date. We're going to dive further in, but before we do me a favor. 3,256 people with me live. Please take a second, hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. Also, I just talked to YouTube yesterday. They said super chats help spread this out further. Also, to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not hit the subscribe button? Turn on the notification bell. All these articles coming out in just the past, well, I'm not sure. I think they're mostly the past 48 hours, the ones I'm referencing for you today. Linked in the description below. I cite all the sources. And also, in addition to that, stick around if you want some updates on what's coming on November 5th. Got some big news coming out that I'm going to be sharing with you on my other channel here in just a second. And also, let me see what we got going on in the comments. I see some people dropping some hate in the comments. That is okay. I'm not really sure if you guys don't agree with it, if you don't like the content. You don't have to watch, but I cite all the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it, so that way people can see. So for all of you guys that appreciate the content and believe that it is helpful, do me a favor, drop a like and show me some love in the comments. I'm not really sure. I see people saying there's lots of trolls and haters coming on. I saw people saying that it was fake and false and that it was old news. No, it is not. So I don't know why you guys are saying that. But I am here for the people that want the latest news and updates. Madison, thank you for the $5 super chat. I wonder if we will know on November 5th who wins or if they're going to play games. We have heard that we're not going to know. Now, we will see. You were doing a great job, brother, says Skip. I listen to you every day. Glad you got on Rumble. Hit the like button, everybody. Yes, I am on that channel as well. Be sure to check that out, and there's going to be more coming out there right after this live stream. Jump over with me right after this. I'm going to pin it for you in the comments so you can check out what's going on. A lot of big news coming out on that. Hawaii Girl, thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. And I see people saying thank you. They're appreciative of the stuff. Somebody saying they're complaining about the titles. Let's see here. Nuclear war. U.S. warns of the world's strongest missile. Yes. I don't know why they're complaining about it. There is major concern about nuclear war with all the tests that are going on, and also the U.S. is warning right now that we're hearing that North Korea is saying they have the world's strongest missile, but they're saying that it is so big and so powerful they actually don't think it's going to be capable of use of war. Literally got those titles from the titles I am reading from you from articles coming out today. So not really sure what to tell you. Mag is saying just ignore the trolls, Steve. Yes, and that's what I plan to do. Like I usually say here on the channel, not really too worried about it. I just want to make sure that people are getting the information and that the comment section is not getting bogged down with trolls. I want to make sure that you guys know the latest information aside everything. 95% of the people that come on here are good people that want to know the latest. Want to know what's taking place. B. Jamal, thank you for the $2 super chat. Said I listen every day. But there's 5% that are haters. I don't know what the deal is with them. But I will try to focus on the 95% to make sure that you guys can get the latest information. And Julia Jax got all caps saying, if you don't like this page, you can leave. Yep. I think the reality is that they know that it is good information, but they got nothing better to do than be a troll. So it's okay. You know what? I'll still update the trolls as well because I believe that knowledge is power. And even though some people got nothing better to do with their time, I'll make sure that they're up to date as well. So let's go ahead and continue on with the concerns of what is going on with nuclear war. The U.S. warning of the strongest nuclear missile that is being created right now. SH$2 super chat. Thank you so much for that. So let's go ahead and continue on. And thank you. I see super chats pouring in. I apologize if I'm missing them from you. The repeated tit-for-tat exchange between the IDF and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps forces could soon be joined by Iranian-backed groups other than Hamas and Hezbollah, particularly after Israel struck Iran-backed militant groups in Iraq and Syria last week. A report by Axios on Thursday said that Israeli intelligence believes that imminent attack on the Jewish state may not come directly from Iran next time, but from the Iranian-backed militia in Iraq. So we are hearing that there might be an attack coming from Iraq, from Iran, on Israel. But there will be an attack coming, we are hearing. We're getting confirmation that this is going to be coming. There will be retaliatory strikes, and now we're hearing that it will be coming. And Israel is taking into consideration potential attacks on nuclear facilities. So additional concern right now for what is going on with nuclear attacks, nuclear war, and it is just escalating. Massive escalation, and a lot of people saying this is going to lead us into World War III and global conflict, as it seems like we are already having major concerns about that taking place. A lot of people warning it is already here. All right, you guys. So do me a favor. 3,162 people with me live. I have now pinned in the comments the next video. I'm going to jump over to the next video. All you got to do is click the link in there. Also, if you have not downloaded this particular site's app, it will help your experience as well. I've got some content that I'm excited to share with you. Some very interesting developments coming out regarding specifically what's coming on November 5th. If you are interested, I'm going to be jumping over there right now. Just give me a couple minutes as I sign out of here and I sign in there, and we're going to cover some big news that has just come out roughly in about the past 24, 48 hours with what is going on. And let me know. When you get over there, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know if you have voted yet. Drop a yes or a no. So I'm going to get you guys caught up on that right now as well. I see another hate comment coming in from somebody. I'm going to put you on timeout for your false info. If you don't like the content, go somewhere else. Let's see here. All right. Somebody else is saying that person was... All right. So there you go, you guys. All right, let's go ahead and hop over. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, subscribe. I'm going to catch you on the other channel right now and get you caught up as to what is going on as we are approaching November 5th. That is the latest. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you in the next video here on YouTube. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.